Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Bedrock Survival with Fix. And I tried to show your name, but you were crouching. Brownie Bits.
I'm sorry.
I thought it was, I'm so slick. I got a good system. Yeah, I had F1 on. Anyway, here we are. It's World Tour time, everybody, and I brought along a good friend, Brownie Bits 450, who's a great survival builder. His channel will be linked down below. Go check it out. You won't regret it. We've done some stuff together, and I am really, really happy to bring you in to my episode 125 World Tour. Thanks for joining me.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I'm really excited to see it because I've been watching here and there. I haven't been able to catch everything, but I've been watching here and there, and I really like what you've been doing. Well,
thank you. Yeah, I've been going Monday through Friday every day in this world and having a great time, but it's a bear to keep up with, so I understand completely. So, look, every World Tour starts its spawn in this world, and I do one every 25 episodes. So I'm going to mix up. We're going to start in the end today, and I'm going to tell you some of the lore and show you around. So let's go for a walk. We are using a custom texture pack. If you're wondering what it is, it's a texture pack that I've actually made myself here, although inspired by some things. But if you want to grab it, you can grab it in the description of this video down below. As well as, I should say right away, there's a World Tour world download in the description as well. So if you want to get it, you can play. And whenever 125 world download comes out, then 100 world download from that video will go away. So you always got to grab the most recent.
Absolutely.
So Brownie, the lore, the story of this world is there are humans from Earth, like in the future, and they did an experiment on creating basically energy, and it went wrong, of course.
Oh no!
Oh, you not in? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh, I see that you were not in creative. There you go. Hey, welcome back.
Hey, there we go.
So we're in the backup. We're in the backup of the world. That's why we're in creative. What a mess.
Now I am, so we're good.
We're not redoing it. We're just going. We're keep going. So anyway, so the experiment went wrong, and they were forced to land on the moon and of this uninhabited planet. And whenever they did, they sat down here, and then they basically were stranded here because of some real malfunctions and some things that weren't going right. So they set down their ship and they started building a moon base. So this is the end here.
Ooh, I like it.
I open up all the portals, so all 25 or 20 portals are open. So I won't be fighting the Ender Dragon probably like ever again. So I can go ahead and sort of build them into the build, and yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
So as you know, I'm a huge lore guy. I love lore, and I love the aspect that you've done with the moon base, and it really makes sense. I like it a lot. Jump down here.
Well, you know, I wanted to do something that wasn't in any way similar to Realm of Vasten, you know, because I've been on that world for 5 years or 4 years or whatever it's been, you know, and I wanted to come up with something that is totally different. So I went with the sci-fi build, and as the lore rolls out, you're going to find out why this uninhabited, desolate rock planet that we're going to in just a minute is no longer desolate and is covered in life and people and all that stuff. That's going to be part of the lore bit, but the last thing I did here is I started working on this spaceship, and it's not done yet. It's kind of roughed in. But it's challenging, man. It's challenging getting like futuristic sci-fi arcs and curves and things like that. That's no easy task.
No, it's not. But it looks great. I like it so far.
Thank you. Yeah, obviously it needs a lot of detail, but I think the idea is there, and we're starting to sort of get there. And there's a lot of farms here, and we're gonna have basically all the things that humans would need to survive in the moon, like some oxygen plants and some factories and some power plants and all that kind of stuff here on the moon. It should be a lot of fun. This whole area, I'm planning to fill up every single square inch of this place with base. So the one thing I wanted to ask your opinion on, one of the many things I expect, but do you think I should get rid of these obsidian pillars? Like just ditch them and just build around them?
I love the obsidian pillars, but in this, I don't know if it necessarily makes all that much sense for being on a moon, you know, or on a distant, desolate planet. Like that would have to be, you know, you'd have to come up with some pretty decent lore to make it fit with your build,
right.
And I just don't know if that would necessarily be beneficial. Plus, all of that obsidian that you could build with.
Well, that's true too. But I think what I would probably end up doing is probably just like covering them, like surrounding them in some sort of like tower. And in that case, what's the point? I might as well just get rid of them completely. And
yeah, exactly.
the only thing I'm going to be stuck with is the one piece of bedrock up there, right? But
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what to figure out. Well, let's head back to Spawn, and we'll take a look at some of the new stuff I've been working on here in the medieval kingdom. So, buddy, this is Spawn. This is where it all started. 124 episodes ago, we started here, built a little mine, all the sort of usual stuff that you would expect, down there.
Absolutely.
And the hide in a hole until you get a little bit of tools and things like that. I had our joint friend Conniption Fit come in one day to help me build a chicken cooker here because I don't know how to do anything. And so it's a Conniption Fit inspired chicken cooker right here in this area that's never loaded ever. So it doesn't work really, but I mean, it works. Just no one's here.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so I decided that what I want to do is I wanted to go a medieval route. But again, I wanted to make this different from my SMP Realm of Vasten, right? It was really, really important because doing two things the same. I'm trying to think. I think it was Wells Knight who talked about this a lot, about how hard it is to run two survival servers at the same point because everything is just a medieval blur.
I think Wells Knight was the one that had talked a lot about that. I think you're right in that. And he's totally right. It's really challenging. It's really tough. And I think one of the things I want to do while there, we have like the fantasy races and all that kind of stuff. Here, I want to go with just humans. So it's a more rooted in pretend history than is the fantasy Tolkien-esque sort of vibe that we do over there. So I think it works pretty well. Just doing some little stuff like this. A lot of storage buildings everywhere because I'm very lazy. Well, it is what it is.
And
it's better than what I do and just leave shulker boxes out all over the place.
Well, I didn't have shulker boxes until like 100 episodes in. I was so scared of the Ender Dragon I didn't go. But so I just leave stuff everywhere, and especially when you don't have an elytra, man. It's brutal. So yeah, so every house is like a storage building. Almost.
Fair enough.
I just tried to make little tiny kingdoms. And the other thing I decided I was doing is instead of do a bunch of different kingdoms around all over the place, like a Mediterranean kingdom and a medieval kingdom and a giant kingdom and all that kind of stuff. I just want to do one thing. So everything, I'm never leaving this area. That's the plan. Everything's going to be here. And we're just going to keep on expanding and expanding and expanding rather than go all over the place,
I like it.
So I just finished up this church after it probably sat half unfinished for about 50 episodes. And I just, before the world tour, I was like, oh crap, I got to do this finally. This was my first mob spawner ever. Because, dude, Bedrock, repairing tools with mending is really difficult. It's shockingly hard. Especially because I didn't know how to do a trident killer for a long time and stuff like that. So I found this zombie spawner close to the surface. So I just made a little church of the zombie killer, and so they just go up and fall down, and it stinks. It's terrible, but it's better than the nothing that I had otherwise.
Oh yeah, for sure. So they fall down this gap here. Is that where they fall down?
They fall down actually on the other side. I just did that so it's symmetrical. They fall down over yeah. Like I found I've been really lucky in this world. I have every spawner very close to the surface at various places. So
nice.
If I want to do more farms, I can, but they farm here, and it's the least valuable of any of my farms is this zombie farm. Up there's not a lot to see. This is going to be eventually we're going to be building a lot of houses here. I just did this. This was a sugarcane farm, and just last episode I finally built a house around it. So if you walk into the quote unquote house, it's just a sugarcane farm.
Oh, I can't.
Sorry, I didn't mean to slam the door in your face. Please, you can't?
No.
Oh, jeez, for crying out loud. Even in creative mode? This is the worst.
Yeah, I know, right? It's all good. If I get trapped, it's all good.
There. I think you can now. I think I said. I'm so bad at Bedrock. I don't know how to do anything. Anyway, so I worked on a style here that I'm going to do for all the houses in this area with these sort of double arches. I think it could be a kind of fun, little bit of a different style. I'm not reinventing the wheel necessarily.
You know what this makes me think of? And this is going to be kind of a very niche movie that makes me... But this makes me think of the Inn from Treasure Planet.
I just watched Treasure Planet with my kids, actually. That's amazing that you said that. I haven't watched that in 25 years.
For whatever reason, I don't know why, but that's what it makes me think of.
Well, that's okay. That's cool. Well, this is the Treasure Planet Inn then. Thus, now it is named and forever it shall be the Treasure Planet.
I love that movie. That's like one of my favorite movies that nobody knows about.
You know, my kids watch The Nightmare Before Christmas like 4 times a day, and I love that movie, but I am so over it right now. So I'm trying to get them to watch anything else, and the second they see it's not Nightmare on Christmas, their eyes glaze over and like,
No.
I mean, it's a great movie, but man, 2-year-old and 5-year-old dude, it's a lot.
After the 9th or 10th time in a row, it's like, let's watch something else,
per
please.
day. Yeah. All right, so let's head over to this, and this for my very faithful YouTube friends, for the people who check out every video. This is brand new, so this is what I've been working on the last 3 or 4 days. Instead of work on the mountain, which I should have been, I instead built a farm. So, in trying to never move from this area, I really want my idea is, do you ever walk around Articraft?
No.
Or like Westeros Craft? They're amazing. Like, you got to get on and just walk around. And every block is exactly where it's meant to be. Like, every block. It's so amazing. It's so unbelievably thoughtful and well done in the way they do it. And that's what I want for this one. I want I don't want any procedurally generated landscape untouched. You know what I mean? I want everything to be done. So I have so I need to kind of connect spawn to over there, which is kind of the main kingdom. So I just started working on this little farming area with a little cliff, and I think it turned out really nicely. The house is not yet built, but
well, I'm and you've seen, because I think you've been in you did a world tour with me.
Mm-hmm.
I love farms.
Oh yeah.
And actually this was a very much a design that I wanted to try at some point with the path blocks in there. I love it so very much. It looks so great.
It was a game changer, and I got to credit for it, because I had never seen sort of that style of doing it before, but it's so much more interesting to me than, for example, this field of wheat. And wheat, obviously, you don't plant paths across, you just kind of spam it. But if you imagine carrots versus that, I think it's a big interesting difference.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I just did this cliff this morning because I thought I don't want regular Minecraft landscape. I want everything to have a thing. So I just built this cliff up, and I think it just makes a big difference.
Oh yeah, I like it. It kind of sets the field in really nicely.
I think so too. And then plus it's going to give me an excuse to build like houses or something up on top of it, and just make the whole thing just look interesting,
Absolutely.
This is my idea of custom trees. Don't think too hard about them, but they're better than regular trees, I think, barely.
Yeah, you're better than the custom trees that I've tried, so they look a lot better.
Okay, look, here's the thing. I would love to build all the trees manually, like one by one, but I'm going to need like hundreds of thousands of trees. So I got to come up with some sort of better system. So the way I do it is I pile like 3 or 4 or 5 grass blocks up, plant a sapling, and and do that 5 or 6 times. Then once it grows, then I clear out the roots and then make it come down to a root.
Oh, that's I like it.
And then you just have to go up, because the Minecraft trees are so square. So then you have to go make them less square and then add a little danglers. And that's kind of how I do all the custom trees. Because, oh man, it's like 20 minutes to do one tree. And, well, you need a lot of trees.
Yeah.
This, if you haven't seen every video, this right here, that block, that's a game changer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was so difficult to figure out how to do that in Bedrock. I did it in Java. It's so easy. It's so easy in Java. It's so hard, but I did it finally. So if you want to get their texture back, you too can have dirt slabs. The only thing is, I don't want to play with add-ons in this world, so you have to give them to yourself for free using like a command block, or you can make an add-on for a custom recipe. So they're for free, but I mean it's dirt. It's dirt.
I mean, in all reality, if you wanted to, you could throw away the amount of dirt it would take to make those slabs. So
that's exactly how I felt. Like if we want to, I'll just throw it all in dirt. But it's like, or not, or who cares? It's dirt. Yeah, it takes like 1 second to get.
Yeah.
Plus, if you look at the mountain up there, I have a lot of dirt. That's the one thing I have a lot of. I have many double chests of dirt, because underneath the mountain. Well, let's just fly over there now. I'll show you. Underneath the mountain is I've been digging out for a future build.
Oh my gosh!
And that's where all the stone came from underneath the mountain here. And yeah, it's It's a lot. It's a lot of build.
Oh my gosh.
This is going to be a castle. Yeah, it's going to be a castle under here to hide all the farms. So I have an ink farm up there, a creeper farm up at the very top, and the zombie pigman farm here. So I'm going to build a big giant under the mountain castle, and we'll dig this down a lot lower so we can have a bunch of landscaping and all that kind of stuff here. So yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be a lot of build, but from the other side, if you come out like one of these little doors, you can kind of see. I think it turned out pretty nice, and it's not. Their snow is not done at all, but it's getting there.
Oh wow. Yeah, this looks great so far. I like it. I like it a lot.
I just started the last couple days starting to put snow up on the top, and man, it is tedious. Like you spend like 30 minutes collecting snowballs, and you place that amount of snowballs in like 5 minutes. Yeah. And then you go back to collecting. Yeah. But it's going to be cool. It's going to be really cool. Like you can see there's little villages and stuff around, and that's kind of what I want to do. I want to sprinkle in villages, sprinkle in more farms, sprinkle in all kinds of stuff. But let's head over. I'm not sure where you are. I'll teleport you over to me here. Let's head over this way to this the White Cliffs.
Okay.
Have you ever seen pictures of the White Cliffs of Dover?
Yes.
In England? I always thought those were super cool, and I just thought it would be really fun to try to build something like that over here. So I wanted to have an iron farm, and the way iron farms work with villagers, is you can't have any workstations within like 100 blocks of it, right? Or else it messes up the whole thing. So I need to have something that's very nature. So if you look, this is the iron farm, which is going to eventually be a haunted house, I think, actually.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Sitting up here on top of the cliff. But yeah, so I built these white cliffs using diorite, my white end stone from the moon, and white terracotta. And I just think it turned out really cool. I just think it's an awesome look.
Oh yeah, it does. It looks really nice. I like it.
This area beside it is going to be an enchanted forest eventually. I'm starting to work on the process of covering it in podzol and being a spruce farm at the same time. But yeah, I underestimate how much podzol I'm going to need for that. So yeah, that's going to be down the road just a wee little bit.
Yeah, that makes.
But
sense.
It's getting there. Yeah, again, these fields, this whole thing is probably 30 or 40 blocks higher than the actual landscape. So this whole thing is like a custom built landscape to put all the fields and everything on. But I think you have to, because what I wanted when you're down here on the bottom, I wanted you to be like look up and see it all, rather than if it's flat, you only see the first couple rows, Yeah. So I wanted to sort of angle up and just be picturesque, and I think it works. I think it's kind of cool.
Oh, for sure. I think it works very well.
Well, why don't we head over to we'll head over to the castle, I guess, and start heading over that direction. This is the city, and the only part that I've done here is let me teleport you here to me again. I don't know where there. If you walk down this path, I think this path might be one of the coolest places in this whole world. I think actually, because I think you get that feeling. You get that feeling of like maybe you're actually walking through a medieval kingdom with the castle up there on the top and the path and the farms and these custom trees and all that stuff. I think it's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I like it. This looks really great. I love the windmill. Oop.
That windmill it's so big and fat because it's my villager breeder, so it has to be that big. That's so. And I didn't want to have to move villagers. I wanted to move them as little as possible, so I put it way up high in the air, and that way I can use water streams to get them where I need to get them.
Oh, that's smart.
So yeah, so it's a villager breeder up there, and then this like aqueduct looking sort of thing is actually a villager aqueduct. So they just flow right down to like a kind of a holding pen where then I can boat or minecart them or whatever.
Oh, nice.
However I need to go. But.
That's smart.
Some of the more recent things that I've done here is I started building in the castle walls because it wasn't, I kind of came up to a problem where I want this to be a city. I want it to be a medieval city. The problem is it's not a city. Whenever you really look at it, it's just a big town that just keeps going. And I couldn't figure out how to really make it look like a city. I thought, oh, maybe it needs like city districts, right? So this part is going to be called Old Town, and this is all I have finished so far. Is just the oldest part of the city as it continues to expand. But yeah, this is This is Old Town, where this is a custom river. This was not a river before; it was just land, and I thought it needed something. And actually, the river actually flows. If you look, I actually went to the pain of making it go down, so it actually starts high enough and goes down from a waterfall.
Oh, that's cool.
I think it worked out pretty well. This is my redstone genius of a wool farm. I gotta show this off. So there are sheep up here.
Oh yes,
and they're over mine carts. And the way the dispensers work is I have mine carts that go around it. Here you can see that it's just going around it, and it hits these activator rails that then cue the dispenser to shear the sheep.
Oh,
and then on the top, I have another minecart that will drop the shears into the dispenser. So I have 3 minecarts that are just running constantly in every direction. I think it's kind of fun to add some motion and some movement to the city.
Oh yeah, up there it goes.
The only problem is that wherever you put in the shears, like if you over here, there's a bunch of chests where I can fill it up with shears. The way it works is it just drops all the shears off. Sort of, it fills up all these ones first before it gets. So by the time it gets all the way around, it sometimes runs out of shears. So I need to kind of work out a way to turn off the redstone sometimes or whatever. But that's a little above my pay grade.
Oh.
This area is. I really like it, but man, it's so easy to get lost. I tried to build it really narrow and tight and make it feel old and stuff, but yeah, I think this turned out really well. This is cyan glass panes up here. These flags.
Oh wow.
But what's cool is check this out. Here, if you do cyan full glass blocks, it still looks like that, but glass panes look like that. Cool, right?
Oh, yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, so I just tried to just make this area just feel really tight and old, and sort of vary between the blackstone roads and these sort of dirt paths where maybe some of these roads predate the building of the newer part of the city and all that kind of stuff, and I think it worked out pretty well. Little barn here, and again trying to add some sort of movement by adding just some lifts and cranes and things like that. One of the comments I got from a longtime friend, Andy Days, was like, "Hey, you just need movement to your city. It's just static, And he really got me thinking. It's like, yeah, that's true. And we don't have a lot of movement things. We have campfires and mine carts and maybe some animals. So I try to add things that look like they would be moving if time moved. So more like chains and pulleys and carts and things like that. I think really have helped.
Oh yeah, that's actually a really good idea. I like it.
Yeah, and then you just keep on going up here. That big greenhouse thing is an old sugarcane farm from like day one in the world. But I'll probably just never get rid of it. I'll probably just keep it there and just build around it, that kind of thing. But
hey, fair enough.
Just little places like up there. There's going to be a palace up there eventually. Each world tour, I do a new part of the castle. So probably the next phase will have part up there. But I tried really hard to make this as as lived in as possible, by making things not perfect, making things look pretty beat up and stuff like that. And you can just fly up and just see. There's so many houses here.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know. There's like 70 houses or 80 houses, probably something like that. Oh, sorry, wrong button. Trying to set time to. Anyway, yeah. So that's pretty much the city. I think it's coming along. The next phase is going to be probably over on the other side where I've been clearing some space there to just keep on building and just. I want to have a shop for every item in the game. That's kind of one of the fun things I have. So like a spruce slabs shop,
Oh yeah.
and a oak leaf shop, like for every single thing, like a red stained terracotta shop. I think it'll be kind of fun. This really big building is a now defunct farmer trading station. That's how I used to repair my stuff, just by trading with farmers, like harvesting crops and trading with farmers. They all basically lost touch with their trading station, so I had to let them out. So now they free roam and they don't unlock their trades very often, and it kind of sucks. So Bedrock,
I love it.
Didn't quite get the villager thing together, But if we walk in here, we'll see I guess the castle. So far, I've walked through the gates, and I'm pretty proud of how this is starting to look. I'm trying to make it look like a fairy tale, make it look like a storybook castle.
Yeah.
And I think we're getting there. It's not there yet, but I think we're getting there,
I can definitely see the fairy tale aspect of it. So
I think my favorite thing about Bedrock, my favorite thing by so far, is the render distance. Like it's amazing that from the castle you can see spawn, and it's so far. Like you would never see that in Java and be able to play. And here you can play with shaders and 80 chunk renders, no problem. And it's just so smooth the way they did it. So this is the first bit of the castle. This is just my storage building, but I figure I'm going to be here forever and ever and ever, so I went kind of a little bit crazy with the storage. So yeah, this is all the storage I have. And yeah, it's nice. There's not more than I need though, to be honest. So I'm going to start using shulkers to start to hold extra stuff, especially the things like cobblestone and terracotta and all that kind of stuff. But I went with I saw Exumavoid do these barrel storage, and it like blew my mind because I don't know why, but I had never thought about using barrels instead of chests. Mm-hmm. I think it's like 1,000 times better, personally. I just think it looks better, it looks cooler than having chests on top of chests, because if you think about it, you couldn't open a chest that has another chest on top of it. Like, I think it breaks the immersion, right?
Oh yeah, for sure it can.
So yeah, so I thought this was fine, and there's some stuff underneath. There's like I'm working on some project, to do daily episodes. I have to sort of plan some bigger things and work on them little by little by little. So if you go down here, actually, well, we just went by, but if you go down here a little bit further, like, where is it? There, right here. Just there, you'll see like this is the beginning of what's going to be an artifact build. I think is going to be really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
But,
yeah.
This is where I was getting my stone until I decided to build a mountain and realized that I need way, way, way more stone. So, fly, however, break whatever. Doesn't break it all. Burn it. We were saying before we started. This is a backup, so use lava. Who cares? And yeah, so we're gonna put houses in here, sort of nicer manor houses and stuff. And this is the second part of the castle that I built. There's gonna be another phase on top of this little mountain over here, and another part over there. So the castle's gonna have kind of 4 phases to it, but I think it's gonna be cool. And this is actually started working on some interiors. If you walk in here, I think it works pretty well. Not every room is done yet, but I'm working on it. I actually want to have every interior in this world done, believe it or not.
That's a big undertaking.
It is, because they are so painful and it takes so long, but I want to do it. I have all the time in the world to do it. So maybe one episode will just be, we're just going to do the interior of this house, and that'll be a big hit, I'm sure. Yeah. And yeah, so I just been working on trying to bring in some more interesting things, like a little like overgrown area here. There's going to be bedrooms and all that kind of stuff. But I think this area kind of works. And upstairs I have a temporary map wall, and you can kind of see the scope of the world as it is right now. The world of Tovelin. Finally has a name after like 118 episodes. I gave it a name. And yeah, this is so far. That's the. As a matter of fact, this isn't even updated yet. I don't think. Can I just? Oh, now it's gone. Oh. I just shift clicked. Now I just have an item frame. There we go. Ruined everything. Anyway.
There you go.
Oh well. Yeah, that's perfect. That's what I. And yeah, so here's the screenshot. Here's my completed kingdom. Thank you, everybody. As a matter of fact, yeah, look, the bottom here doesn't even have the mountain is actually all filled in now. It's not even there yet. But
oh, wow.
We're getting there. We're getting there slowly. But that's pretty much it, Brownie. That's pretty much my kingdom.
I like it.
So far. So I put up a poll and said, after this world tour, I always start the next big project, because that'll give me 25 episodes to sort of complete it. And the choices were a kingdom under the mountain, mm-hmm. or a jungle, like a jungle temple kingdom, because there's a jungle just right over there behind the castle. Or a haunted house, or something else. I can't remember what it was. So of those 3 choices, which way would you go?
Ooh, I kind of like the under the mountain one.
Well, that's the one that won, much to my chagrin, because the problem is with the under the mountain build, I have to dig down a ton before I can actually build up. I still need more vertical space. Yeah, and that's the one everyone picked. So, you jerks who picked that one, now I have to go digging. I have to go dig a big freaking hole so I can build a big fortress castle thing on top of it. I have kind of a plan that's going to be kind of cool, not dwarven, but kind of a dark fortress of sorts. So here's the bit. Now no one watches. We're 31 minutes into the video, right? So no one's going to be watching now still. So anyone who's actually still watching now is going to get a little bit of the lore bit of where we're going with the storyline. The deal is when the experiment up in space went bad, what happened is it opened up a singularity, and one spaceship crashed on the moon, or crashed, and then the other one got through, and then crashed, and it had like and life and so there's a whole bunch of like lore that they're going to figure out in time, but that's kind of the direction that we're going, and it's going to play out in a hopefully very dramatic way.
I like it a lot. You know what? Hey, I'm going to help you dig. I got some lava here. We're just going to set some lava
great.
down,
Yes, yeah.
help you dig out some
That's
of
perfect.
This. There you go.
That's great.
I helped.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, adding lava is always a helpful thing to any build. Well, Brownie, thank you so much for joining me on my tour and hanging out. I really I miss hanging with you, dude. I was over in your world. Was that like a year ago? It was quite a while ago.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
And I just love it. I was so inspired by the farmland and the areas that you have going on that, I just think it's fantastic. And if you folks are from my channel and you want to go check out some more really great survival Minecraft, go check out the great Brownie Bits 450 on his channel, link below. You will not regret it. It's wonderful.
Well, thank you so much for asking me to join, because I had an absolute blast. I love hearing the lore, and I love seeing what you've done, because you're a fantastic builder. And I always like to get inspiration from you yourself. So,
well, thank you, dude. And we'll do it again soon. Maybe we'll do some a Styles episode here shortly and have some fun building together.
I would love that.
All right, Brownie and everybody else, thanks so much for coming by for the tour, and I will see you all next time. Bye.